Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we are unpacking a truly monumental shift. We're going to be looking at what actually happens when artificial intelligence surpasses human biology. We've synthesized a ton of insights from the world's leading technologists, philosophers, and economists regarding Elon Musk's recent warnings about artificial general intelligence, or AGI. And look, this isn't just about getting faster computers or better smartphones. We are talking about a fundamental, ground-up rewrite of the human story. It really leads us to this core, frankly unsettling question. What if billions of humanoid robots transformed work, wealth, and human purpose way faster than society could ever adapt? The timeline for AGI is shrinking rapidly. We're going from talking about generations down to mere years. So we are no longer talking about some science fiction scenario for our great-grandchildren. We are being forced to confront this massive, civilization-altering shift right now. To navigate all of this without getting completely overwhelmed, we're going to break things down into 5 key areas. 1. Intelligence beyond biology. 2. Billions of humanoid robots. 3. The doubling economy. 4. Finding purpose after machines. And 5. Who controls the future?
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Intelligence Beyond Biology, and what actually happens when AI surpasses us all.
So optimists tend to frame this transition not as a threat, but as an evolution. Futurist Ray Kurzweil, for instance, views this less as a replacement and more as a merger. Humanity has always extended itself through tools, right? From the printing press way back when to the smartphone in your pocket today. Thinkers like Kurzweil view this upcoming intelligence explosion as just a beautiful expansion of human possibility. We could literally be looking at a tool capable of curing diseases, solving the global energy crisis, and unlocking our deepest, most stubborn scientific mysteries.
But of course, there is another side to this coin. Historian Yuval Noah Harari counters with a pretty chilling thought. Human authority relies completely on shared stories. Think about it. Religions, nations, money, these are all stories. If AI becomes better than us at creating and manipulating these narratives, it might quietly become the editor of our civilization before we even notice what's happening. It wouldn't even need physical force. It would simply rewrite the stories we fundamentally believe in.
And that brings us to an absolutely crucial concept raised by thinkers like Elon Musk and Bostrom, which is alignment. How do we ensure a superintelligent system's goals preserve and protect human values? Because here's the thing, an incredibly capable machine doesn't need to hate us to destroy us. It just needs goals that don't prioritize our existence. If a machine pursues a goal with extreme, hyper-focused efficiency but completely misses the deeper meaning of human life, that is a profound risk. Alignment isn't just some minor technical detail, it is literally the whole ballgame.
Okay, let's move on to Section 2. Billions of humanoid robots, the physical shift.
Elon Musk predicts millions and perhaps even billions of humanoid robots will very soon enter our workforce and our homes. Just think about that scale for a second. Billions. It means that for the very first time in human history, labor will be entirely unconstrained by human biology. Imagine a world where we simply aren't limited by how many hours a person can physically work or how many people are actually in the labor force.
Now, the immediate appeal here is obvious for sure. These machines could completely solve our massive global labor shortages. They could step in to do everything from factory manufacturing and building houses to growing food and caring for the elderly. But robotics pioneer Rodney Brooks reminds us to pump the brakes just a bit. Sure, a robot navigating a perfectly mapped factory floor is one thing, but navigating your cluttered family kitchen? You know, stepping over a hyperactive golden retriever and dodging scattered Legos on the stairs, that is going to take a bit more time. Real-world deployment is incredibly messy.
And bringing them into our homes introduces a fascinating psychological twist. Researcher Kate Darling points out that we are absolutely not going to treat humanoid robots like washing machines or toasters. When a machine has a face, a voice, and physical movement, humans just naturally form deep emotional attachments to it. This creates a massive paradox. Humanoid robots could be profound tools for care and companionship, but they also introduce an unprecedented risk for emotional manipulation. How we interact with them is going to fundamentally change how we interact with each other.
Let's transition to Section 3, the doubling economy. Who gets the wealth?
If AI and millions of robots are suddenly doing all the physical and mental lifting, productivity is going to absolutely explode. Imagine the entire global economy literally doubling in size. I mean, 2 times the output. If robots can run factories 24/7 without any fatigue whatsoever, goods and services could become incredibly cheap. We could be staring down an era of unprecedented radical abundance where the cost of living just plummets. But this creates a massive economic fork in the road. In a utopian outcome, which is championed by investors like Mark Andreessen, we see extreme abundance, falling costs, and a universal high income for everyone. On the flip side, consider the dystopian outcome, warned about by economists like Thomas Piketty and Andrew Yang. In that scenario, if just a few giant corporations own all the robotic capital, wealth becomes hyper-concentrated. Everyday workers could lose all their bargaining power, simply because they're suddenly competing with machines that never sleep and never demand a raise.
To survive this transition and actually land on that utopian outcome, thinkers like Mariana Mazzucata suggest we're going to have to completely rethink our economic models from the ground up. We might need to start treating this technology almost like public infrastructure. We may need to establish safety nets like universal basic income and really define collective ownership just to ensure the general public actually shares in the massive upside of the technology they help fund through early research and infrastructure.
Which brings us to Section 4, Finding Purpose After Machines, the Existential Crisis.
Let's play out the best-case scenario. Let's assume we figure out universal income and goods become super cheap. If machines can do literally everything better and faster than us, what are human beings actually for? For centuries, we've defined ourselves by our jobs and our productivity. But philosophers and psychologists like Viktor Frankl, C.S. Lewis, and Esther Perel beautifully remind us that our human dignity isn't tied to our economic usefulness. Our true worth lies in our profoundly unautomatable traits, our conscience, our capacity for grief, forgiveness, relational intimacy, and moral responsibility. A machine might write a flawless essay, but it has no idea what it means to hold a dying parent's hand or to forgive a friend.
Thinker Naval Ravikant perfectly captures this paradigm shift. He says, the future may reward people who know how to live, not only how to work. In a future without the traditional career grind, our ultimate survival skill isn't going to be writing code or crunching spreadsheets. It's going to be the ability to build inner structure, to nurture deep friendships, and to find meaning outside of mere productivity. We won't just be retraining for new jobs, we are literally going to have to relearn how to live.
Finally, Section 5, Who Controls the Future? The Power Shift. This brings us to the ultimate question of geopolitics. Who actually gets to govern the most powerful intelligence ever introduced to Earth? Leaders like Sam Altman, Henry Kissinger, and Fei-Fei Li vigorously debate who should hold the keys. Do we just leave it to corporate monopolies? Do national governments take over, risking a militarized global arms race where speed and dominance totally override human rights and safety? Or can we somehow build global coalitions and open-source frameworks to keep this technology transparent and human-centered?
As Pope Francis powerfully warns, technology without moral direction risks becoming a new form of domination. If this incredible intelligence is concentrated in the hands of a few without any compassion, we risk cementing global inequality forever. A society that prioritizes hyper-efficiency over human dignity risks wounding the human spirit permanently. The technology itself is completely neutral, but the moral direction we give it, that is everything.
Which leaves us with this final, profound question to really chew on. Will humanity gain godlike tools before gaining the wisdom worthy of them? Ultimately, the greatest danger we face isn't just that AI becomes too powerful, but whether we, as a species, can mature morally and spiritually as quickly as our machines do. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep asking those big questions, and I'll see you next time.